Welcome, Papitos. Yes,
All right, we made it.
Made
Yeah.
it. Third episode. Yeah.
Third episode. Boy, congrats.
Back in the
man.
game.
Well, guys, I'm very first. I want to say I'm very grateful, happy to be here
Yeah.
to record this third episode with you. We had amazing feedback from the first two.
Insane,
And,
right?
I'm very excited for this one.
How many days ago was this?
1 week ago.
Yeah, 4 days ago,
Yeah.
not even a week.
Yeah.
And we already have 10,000 listeners. Can you believe it? 10,000, right, Flo?
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
it's crazy. Such a liar.
Hit that like and subscribe button, guys, because we are on the road to 10,000. But we have around 100 people that have listened to us in the combination of YouTube and Spotify. Flo. So Flo is our technical man. So Flo, where else is the podcast available? Can you share and give everybody? Yeah.
The podcast is available obviously in YouTube, on Spotify, Google, Amazon, and Apple. So yeah, pretty much everywhere so far. And yeah, I think we will also, I mean, I'm not sure. I will try to do my research and see what platforms are also good for podcasting, and then we can expand.
Sounds great.
Yo.
Amazing.
Sounds great.
So yeah, guys, I have a bit of inspiration what we can talk, but first I want also
Sure.
to explain a bit what we talked last time. No, we talked also about like how to get out of negative circles. Like in the first episode, the second one we talk a bit about the role models, and I think a bit to continue about these like topics. What we can talk, it's about also. No, we discussed that we are the creators of our life. Remember that we are not discovering, that we are the creators. So maybe today we can talk about this, about how we reprogrammed our mind to be able to create. A bit like people call it manifestation, or people call it about
Yeah.
working with your subconscious, or hypnosis, or
I love
NLP,
it. Let's go.
or this kind of thing. So I think it can be a nice topic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I fully agree.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So
You
it's gonna
have-
be
you have
like
way more experience
like
in this than I do. by the way.
voodoo. We're gonna talk about like voodoo and witchcraft. No, this is like what you're meaning, right, Tom? Just so I'm aligned.
No,
But then
not
we have-
necessarily about voodoo.
Yeah, because some people maybe they
Yeah,
hear
interesting. Yeah.
manifestation
You're right.
and law of attraction, and they think, oh
You're
my
right.
God, these guys are gonna like let me go close my ears. No, but yeah. Maybe.
Okay, so you're right. I think
Yeah.
first, no, we talk about this, about creating your life, manifestation, but it to make it clear, to a bit also break out the misconceptions.
Yeah.
No, it's good to talk about it. You're right. To not like being too. We can talk about scientific. It's really proven scientifically. I know it has been proven by many doctors, many hypnosis people that worked with patients to change habits. For example, someone that is addicted to smoking cigarettes, for example, you can go to a hypnosis and to stop the behavior.
Okay.
No, it's really known.
Correct.
It's really
Yeah.
known, and it's not magic. It's science. It's science, and you can use the same techniques in a certain way to be more confident, to be able to speak in public, to be better in your business, to be a better person, to go start going to the gym, to do many things. So I think I don't know what you guys can share also.
Have you ever tried though? Have you ever tried hypnosis?
Yeah, I've done it.
Me, no, I have zero experience, so that's why I'm asking.
But when you do meditation in a certain way, you it's hypnosis.
Yeah. I like the topic about hypnosis in general. It's always like really been very attractive to me when I saw people doing stage hypnosis, like when they put everybody dance like a chicken on stage, or they become this like they're hypnotized, right? Look into my eyes, and you will be hypnotized. But it almost brings a fear in it. But so what I think Tom is seeing, like about law of manifestation and all of this, I believe that there is indeed hypnosis. It's a proven concept. It works. But then we're diving into the topic of self-hypnosis. Mind control, maybe we say, but it would be self-mind control. How do you control your own mind? Because people are able to control your mind. This is what Tom just said. People are controlling your mind right at this moment. Even we are controlling your mind by having you listening to this podcast in a certain way. We are, of course, out of a place of love. But at every single second, your mind is being controlled. So why not be in control of that? So it's deep. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
powerful.
it. I love it.
Yeah, no, so
Let's go.
know. Yeah, I will talk a bit, but I want to share that first to be able to to self-hypnosis yourself,
Yeah.
first you have to be aware of yourself, of the things that you want to change. No, because if you don't want to do hypnosis it's not for fun, you do it because for a reason. So first you need
Exactly.
to understand what is the thing you want to work on. Then you get aware about this. Let's say, me, I used auto hypnosis. I've never told you I've done auto hypnosis.
No.
Like a few years ago, to be able to be less shy and to be more confident in public speaking.
Okay.
And it worked. It worked a lot. Like it helped me a lot. And so first you like be aware of what you want to change. And then you go to a state of like meditation or a state of hypnosis, where it starts from different phases. Maybe later I will go deeper. I think you know them. It's like induction, and then like you have to auto-suggestion. It's called suggestions, like affirmations. It's like an affirmation.
Yeah.
It's like you repeat a certain suggestion to yourself until your brain get it, that you believe it.
I love it, man. Man, this topic makes me so excited. And as you speak, like, there's a lot of things that I can relate to. But so this just very simple example comes up, and it might help, everybody watching and listening. So, maybe this is also for the people that are a bit older. So I remember like there with Windows, with the computer with Windows on Microsoft Windows, there is this window you can open. It's like, I think it's called DOS mode or something like this. It's like when you open up this black window where you can type in code in it, right? So hypnosis, or getting yourself into a hypnotic state, or let's say it's like your brain frequency, and there are different levels, and you're putting it into a specific frequency where you are more reprogrammable, right? So it's like same as you open this DOS window here in your browser, or in your operating system, and now you're able to input code, like Tom said, auto suggestions. So it's like a code affirmation. Maybe people think you're just screaming in the mirror, oh, I am great, I am rich, but it's very specific auto suggestions that will trigger different thoughts, different vibrations, and lead to different results. So I think that this is a huge topic that we can dedicate the whole.
It will go so deep also in the
Yeah.
scientific term, but you have different brain waves. You have the beta waves, the theta wave, and the alpha state. Like
Yeah.
these kind of different states.
Correct.
And each state, for example, I give you, so for everyone to understand, a very simple example. When you're sleeping, let's say now I'm awake, so I'm not in I don't know exactly which state, but I'm not in a very theta state.
Yeah.
Because I'm awake. But when I'm sleeping, the brain goes to another state of mind that is more relaxed. Because when you're sleeping, of course you're not conscious about what you're doing. You may be dreaming. Maybe some people have lucid dreams, but I will not go into this too deep. But
I have wet dreams. Is it the same? Is it the same?
It could
I
be.
think yes.
It
Just
can
checking,
be.
just checking.
Yeah, but in certain way, when you sleep, of course you're not dead. Your body still working.
Yeah.
Your heart still beating.
Correct.
But your brain is kind of not functioning anymore. Like your brain is like in a pause. As you said, it's a good example with the computer. It's like you put the computer to turn off, but it's not dead.
Safe mode.
Yeah, it's
like
not- in a safe mode. So it's like very similar to this. It's very similar to a sleepy state. You're not asleep. You're still conscious, but your waves, or you're more open for suggestion in this when you do auto hypnosis. But it's really similar to the sleep state. And this is very powerful because, as you said, you go to the root of your computer, or the root of the code of your subconscious. And then you can write down new code. Also, you can remove code also. You can remove code that has been anchored for a long time, and you can delete it.
So Tom, why don't you hypnotize Flo to show us like how it works, and we get an idea?
We can
Maybe
do it.
you can make him dance like a chicken, or do something.
Yeah, let's dance.
So guys, also I want to, we can, after making an exercise, I would love to show to people how it works,
Yeah.
to give us step-by-step things to explain. But first, I think it's important to explain the benefits and also how it works first, and also why it's something we use. Because hypnosis
Agree,
is
yeah.
one tool. You have also NLP, as you talked last time. Remember, you talked also about neuro-linguistic programming. It's also another tool that you can use. Meditation is also powerful. You have multiple tools to reprogram your mind. But hypnosis is one of that is very common and very powerful.
Indeed, yeah. And books, of course. And I also just want to, like, each time we talk about a topic, like, we're not also just pulling this out of the air. Everything we're sharing is from books, because me and Tom host the book club. You will kind of, like, get to know more of that on the journey. But specifically, books that I learned, this is the Mind Control Method, yeah, by Jose Silva. And I got this book through a recommendation from the guy from Mind Valley. So I highly recommend to check it out. It's called Mind Control. And talks all about the states, the vibrations, and
Yeah, also to to say also what I will share also today, it comes from books, it comes from courses I've done, and it's not, I'm not saying this out of random knowledge.
Yeah.
I've also studied. You can take it or not. It is your choice. But also comes from book like The Power of the Subconscious Mind. It's a very famous one, and also other courses also that I've done about self-hypnosis.
But Tom does read the zodiac, so if you're interested in knowing what is your lucky number for the lottery, or if you wanna, find your right love, Tom can read your oracle and find
this
your.
Is not no. No, guys, we will talk very seriously. I think it's like it's not. Of course, we can call it different way, manifestation,
True.
hypnosis.
Yeah.
But it's work with the same cycle. So first,
How about we
My
ask?
knowledge doesn't exist, by the way, because I don't read the book.
So that's why. So we don't leave flow out. Even before you break it down, just let's flow as an outsider of this like deep mystical knowledge that we're sharing. Let him say what he knows about it, and then you like repeat to him. No, you fill it up. So. Flow, you heard us say manifestation and like hypnosis, all of these big words, subconscious, the subconscious mind, boom 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 boom. What comes up for you? What do you think when you hear these things?
Well, I didn't read any books on this topic, so I didn't get deep into this stuff. But obviously, I do meditate, I do use affirmations, I've heard about hypnosis, and I also do like visualizing stuff and manifesting things. So maybe it sounds woo-woo.
But how does it work? Like,
for me, I close my eyes and I just focus on one thing. I keep repeating something. I try to feel into how it will feel in the future if I reach that goal or achieve something, or just feel into it and also visualize it.
yeah.
But like I said, I never really read about this. I never tried hypnosis. So with this, I have zero experience. But it's not entirely bullshit. I think there's a lot of judgment out there, and a lot of people, when they hear about this, they are kind of like, "What is this?" It's like, just leave me alone with this witchcraft, right? So yeah.
but can we agree on something that everything first it comes from your thoughts, then it becomes like a feeling, and then it becomes an action, and then it becomes a result. No, can we agree on this? And this is like hypnosis use this cycle or this manifestation transformation, like this process. Hypnosis use this, but also meditation also use these things, and also even sometimes where you don't do any like internal work, you're also always using this manifestation process in a certain way. So let's say as we talked about last time, let's say I believe I'm bad in mathematics, like because I got feedback from people telling me I'm bad in mathematics, and I have the thought anchored in myself. I'm bad in math. How do I change it? How do I change it now? And this is a bit like the topic, no?
Yeah.
Like I can try to change it and try to work hard on studying math and like trying to get better grades, and maybe by working harder, I will get maybe a better outcome. Or what I can do is change my perception about mathematics and start believing that I'm maybe not the best yet. Maybe I'm not the best in the class, but I have room to improve, and I'm getting better. So instead of saying also what is powerful when you have something so anchored in your mind that you believe is false, it's impossible. Let's say I say to someone that is very bad in mathematics, I try to convince him he's good. He will not believe it. Even though I repeat it many times, maybe he will not believing, because his own mind is it's anchored. It's like full anchored in. It's like really in the code, as we said.
Yeah.
But if I can show him that you are on your path or on the process on becoming better, so it's not a finished outcome. It's like an ongoing process. He might be more receptive to this concept of like maybe I get you. Okay, maybe you're not already Einstein in mathematics, you're not the best in mathematics, but you're on your way of improvement. You can improve. If I can make this person believe that he can improve his skills or his beliefs around mathematics, then I can change little by little his beliefs, and then he will start seeing himself as better and better, and one moment he will feel that he's good. He's good. There also is something very also powerful, because your subconscious mind works like this. especially with very deep anchored beliefs that we have, sometimes we can repeat ourselves many times. We will never believe it. But when we see a bit more the journey or like the process, then we can more accept it. We can accept it.
Beautiful. No, I love it. So Tom inspired a very graphic example, no? So I love making the visuals for especially the people listening on the audio. So you have you ever gone to like a place and seen a dog that is very obedient, right? So like they would have a snack. You give the dog and say, "Hey, good dog," and then the dog learns that each time they give like the paw or they jump or they do like a backflip, they get a treat. You know, the dog gets a treat. So it's like the reward system. And of course, us humans as well, we're also wired or hooked up to a reward system. So you do something, you have a result, and then based off this result, you do more of it or less of it. You say like last time, I think I said you touch the stove, you burn your finger, you get a result. You're like, hey. It's like a contrary reward. It's like a punishment, basically, right? But then let's say you do something right. You make one math equation right. It's like you get a reward. You get this feeling of satisfaction. And each time you get better at better, or you feel more rewarded doing the specific task, right? So this is kind of the just basic reward system. But what happens is like, I want to just dive into what Tom said. This human reward system, it all starts from a thought. It starts from thought, and thoughts are words in our case, because we in human beings, we think in words. So your words trigger your thoughts. So the choice of words, if I use powerful good words, they will trigger powerful good thoughts. My thoughts will then evoke an emotion in me. So if my thoughts are always every day about like happiness and positivity and abundance, I will feel good. I will be like, whoo. So in this emotional state, you're now more prone to take an action that leads to more positivity, or like, you know, you'll say, hey, you'll say hi to the neighbor, because in this high emotional state, the actions, they go easier. And this is where the magic happens. This is where it all closes, is that when you say hi to your neighbor and your neighbor say hi back to you, then you get this positive feedback. You get the reward in a way. You're building your social network, and then and there you create a click, like, hey, if I'm social, people will also be social with me. But same as the math, it's like, hey, if I practice and I get this math equation correct, I can get better. It's like you have to take this action, but it all starts with the power of the words. And this is where, again, this black screen in the windows comes very interesting, when you're able to open your brain and input the right words. Maybe you've been calling yourself dumb. You've been saying that, hey, I'm very bad at math. And you can pull out these words, or at least identify them each time you say, oh, I am bad at... What did I say? Oh my God. Write it down, because guess what? We're amazing at talking shit to ourselves. Write it down, and this is how you can work and switch it from the negative, from I'm bad at math, to I am Einstein. You know, it's like,
Or at least I'm getting better.
At least I'm getting better. Yeah.
And this is the power. Like, if you believe that you're getting better, then there is improvement in your life. But if you believe I'm bad, then it's fixed. I'm bad. It's fixed.
Yeah.
And even though it can become worse.
Yeah.
But if you believe, I'm getting better at it. Maybe I'm not having the perfect grades yet, but I'm improving. I'm improving the process, and then the results will come by itself.
But where does the universe and the manifestation and Jesus, where does this all like come into like the mix? I got lost. So I just think about positive words and magic happens, or like, how does it work? People want to
It's
know.
powerful.
I want to know.
So basically, it's because now I have my lenses. Normally I wear glasses, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
But imagine you're like walking in the street and you have glasses. And these glasses is like a filter. It's like you can only see certain colors and I cannot see some colors. Let's say I walk and I cannot see the green from the trees. I see them maybe in different color, or maybe I don't see the color. And people actually like live like this. For certain, even me, everyone lives like this with these glasses, that we see things differently. Yeah. And this is based on the programming of like the hypnosis, not the hypnosis, but I mean the subconscious. So actually, man, yesterday night, we had like a talk in the bar, and it happened to me, exactly this, that I was with Flo and Nevin also. But after you left, I saw like two girls on like next to the table, and one of them, I thought that I knew her because I thought I knew her for some reasons. And in my mind, I was like, maybe I know her because she looks similar. She has this. And then I asked at the end, before we go, I asked her like, hey, do I know you? Like maybe we met at this event last time, no? And she said, no, it's like it's not true. Like it's an error.
Someone else.
Yeah.
It's someone else. And this is because me, I wanted too much maybe I was thinking about a person specifically that I wanted to meet, or I don't know that I was thinking about, and then I created this other person. I created this fake perception that makes me wanted to meet her. So it's very powerful, actually, this topic.
Yeah.
That you fake. So
Yeah, man.
it's a bit. You remember the workshop we've done with when we went to see Gonzalo, that he made this powerful exercise. That now, let's say I'm telling you, Nevin, look in the room and find everything that is green. So then you'll scan the room, you'll count like 5 things that is green. Then I tell you, close your eyes. And then I'm telling you, now, please tell me something that was red. And then you will not be able to mention anything because your mind was focused on the green.
Yeah.
And also what happens, as we have learned in this workshop, is that sometimes something that is greenish, even though it's not even green, it's like between green and blue maybe, you will make it green because you set up your intention, your mind to find green.
Yeah.
So this is what I wanted also.
Yeah. So
to
here
talk.
is something that I also want to touch upon. So the same system that he mentioned, Gonzalo, this very interesting guy we met. It's also a system we have called the reticular activating system. All right. So a lot of people are talking about this, but I learned this from Tony Robbins. First time I heard it, and it's basically I can imagine it as like a missile defense system. That when you lock it onto something, it always stays locked onto this. So, for example, you can tell yourself that you are interested in buying a Range Rover. I literally experienced this also this week, right? So I looked for some pictures of Range Rovers. I looked for the pricing. I'm like, yeah, man, I would love a big Range Rover. There's one called the Velar, I believe. This is how you like pronounce it. And it's really long and beautiful. I love it. And suddenly I was walking on the street and everywhere there was a Range Rover parked. Every single where. It was like they were haunting me, almost like as if it was an ad that would follow me. But it wasn't the Range Rovers that were following me. It was my reticular activating system. It's like the missile guidance system that you have that is focused on finding or getting me into this Range Rover that is like looking for it at every single second. But this happens the same for when you're focusing on money, when you're focusing on relationship. Let's say it's the summer, but you're lonely and you want a girl, and guess what? You're gonna see every single girl in the city. And it's because your mind is focused on that. But also with hypnosis or the power of that, you can change what you're focusing on. Instead of focusing on the donuts, you're gonna focus on your running shoes, and you can shift that energy there.
Yeah.
So that's the power of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell what you said. I'll make like a very example for everyone to understand. Imagine you're in the metro or you're in a public space and you believe that the people around you are judging you. You believe that you are not safe, you don't feel safe. You believe people judge you or people, maybe you believe that you're ugly. Let's say, maybe you believe that you're ugly and you see maybe this girl, you see this girl in the metro and she's looking at you. Let's say this person look at you and then you will maybe believe, oh, she's looking at me because I'm ugly. Or maybe this person is judging me because I'm not wearing a nice clothes. Or you will create excuse. Maybe it's completely the opposite. Maybe this girl is looking at you because you're handsome.
Beautiful, and
And in this, then what happens is that your reaction will be based on what you perceive, and then maybe you will hide yourself because you are afraid that this person is judging you, or think like so. Then you will hide. You will not be open to. Approach her or let her approach you in your life. And it's the same with, this is like, it's an example with girls, but it's the same with opportunities in your career, in your business, in friendship, in anything that sometimes we have opportunities coming our way, but because we have a certain belief that it's not right, let's say, I don't have an example, but let's say there is an opportunity and we perceive it as not right or I'm not good enough to be able to manage this, then you will close yourself to this opportunity.
Yep.
And it's powerful. It's the moment that you open your mind about it, then you attract more. And this is the attraction, the law of attraction.
It's whatever, Nevin, you said before, it's whatever you're focusing on becomes your reality. Like if you're focusing on, oh, I'm ugly, and then you are in the subway and then a girl is checking you out, and then you're focusing on, hey, I'm ugly, then the first thought is going to be, she's checking me out, but I'm ugly. Like she probably thinks that I'm ugly.
Yeah.
But then my question is like, let's say we have all these beliefs, right? How do you become aware of these beliefs?
Yeah, for the first thing always is this is very interesting, Flo. So I want to introduce at this point in the podcast a special tool that I've been using. It's a secret tool. It's something that has been used by old ancient witches for a very long time, and it's a very mystical tool. So please, keep it for yourself. I'm gonna share this. Maybe the FBI or the CIA will hear this, and
Take you down.
yeah, they will probably try to take me down like they did with, put me in jail and everything. But basically, it's called a notebook. Oh my God!
my God.
Yeah,
So
secret
secret,
tool. But
powerful.
you know what it is? Nobody,
Scary.
nobody
Use it.
knows or uses it. It's like an ancient, old, mystical tool. It's called a notebook. And Flo, in the case what you're sharing is I use a notebook to capture each time I identify. Like you said, I have a thought. I'm suddenly saying, hey, or I don't like a person. Also, a good example is I don't like a person. Why? Why don't I like a person? Maybe it's because they have a rich car that I wish I had and I don't like them.
Yeah.
Write these things down. But often you would also just have to scan your thoughts because your thoughts come up again. Your emotions, your deeper beliefs come up as thoughts each time. It's like, oh, I cannot buy this new Apple earpods because they're not for me, or I don't have enough money. And when you can like identify these beliefs and write them down, you don't have to address them at the same time. But just say you're feeling lonely. You're like, hey, I cannot meet any people, or hey, I'm a bad at socializing, or hey, I have no friends. Write it down, and then you can ask yourself, why don't you have any friends? And have you a bit of a deeper thinking about it. But step one is becoming aware, and I would say is capturing this limiting belief. And I use like I said, an ancient tool. It's called the notebook, and you can use this to capture the beliefs. And then there's more process behind it on how you can turn them out. But first step is awareness, I would say.
Yeah.
And you are aware. You will always catch yourself talking shit to yourself. But what do you do about it? And that's where the magic can happen.
And also, I think, as you said, it's very powerful. Sometimes, as you said, sometimes we are not aware, but it's being aware of your emotion, the feeling. So let's say I'm in the metro, I see this girl looking at me. If I feel uncomfortable and afraid, then it means that something is wrong in a certain way, or something it could be better. But if she looks at me and I feel good and I feel empowered, then I feel that I have a positive belief around
Yeah.
people looking at me. So this is also a way. It's a flag. It's like the emotion is also like a flag to tell you, to guide you,
Yeah.
towards your.
It's a great
things.
example. I like
Yeah.
this. It's like literally somebody can look at you because they think you're pretty and you're beautiful and they like your energy. Or if you're in this negative state, you think that they think that you're like they're a racist and they think that they don't like your nose or something. So really depending on your emotional state, you perceive your world. And this is what I really believe is like about the law of attraction. It's literally that you become more attractive. You literally become more attractive because you're thinking in terms of love, of attraction, about like so everything seems more attractive to you as well. It's like it's easier to grab when you're having these positive thoughts. But this is the thing is like we are living in a world where I don't know. I want to speak from not only about like now manifesting, but I also come from a island again, Aruba, but just growing up, and I think this is everywhere, even in the Netherlands, I experienced it. But where people are not just only like not affirming, but they are really beating each other down. So maybe there's also a topic. So what happens is, guys, why is it so important to do these affirmations and stuff? Is because like even like for me growing up, working, especially in environments where I would work with only men, we would bash each other down. So it would be like more like, hey, Flo, you're gay or you're a fucker, ha ha, ha, like blah, blah, blah. So people talk down on each other. So I see this all the time. People like to feel cool or to be heard or to be understood. I don't know what it is, but
Part of the culture. I
it's
guess.
part of the it's part of the culture, and I love mentioning this. Like even I would say part of Latin culture or if my culture included. It's okay to kind of like bring people down. While here in the Papis, we lift each other up every single chance. Maybe we make a joke or two. It's human nature, but it's also like why it's good to reprogram and to affirm and to have positivity is because out there, believe me, you are getting bombarded with negativity if you're not surrounded by the right people. So it's really important to take the control of this. Yeah.
Now, what I wanted to mention is so pretty much the outside world is mirroring your internal world, right? So whatever you are going through is what you're going to perceive in another person, situation, and then this situation or person will trigger your negative or positive thoughts or whatever thoughts, right? Really interesting.
Yeah, but I love what you say, Nevin, about the law of attraction is becoming more attractive. And this is the truth. This is a powerful. Is a really powerful. And I've read a book. It's my favorite book. I read many books, but this one is my favorite one. It's called The Charisma Myth, and it talks about being charismatic. And I love this book. I recommend you guys to read it. And I can explain a bit today because it talks about this. It talks about how to be more charismatic and more attractive, also how to attract people to you, but also opportunities, money, anything to you. And it comes from your energy. It comes from your state of mind and your state of being. And in this book, the author talks about that a lot of people believe that being charismatic is something that you get from when you're born, and you are charismatic people and not charismatic people, and that you cannot change. But she says that it's a skill, and it's of course some people are born with a skill, like Lionel Messi was born with being an amazing footballer, but you can always.
Was he? Maybe he was just training like a
Yeah.
crazy person, and like, for example, the story of Michael Jordan.
Yeah. No, you're right, man. No, it was an
You
example.
never know.
You're right. No, exactly. But we all have a certain born skill. No, we all have a certain born skill that you can develop. And sometimes some people don't have this skill, but they practice and they make it even better than the ones that were born with it.
Yeah.
So she talks about it. And just to make it short, she talks about the 3 pillars of being charismatic and more attractive. The first one is becoming more positive. So as you say, Nevin, like becoming more in a positive state. And so let's say now I'm with you guys, and I'm like depressed. I'm like sad, or I'm like not in a positive mood. I will not be able to be connecting with you or to even attract people to me. People will like don't want to connect with me because I'm negative. No, it's like you don't want to be with someone that is depressive in a certain way, because they will not really. It's not really attractive, no, in a way. Then the second pillar is about presence, and it's about being present with people. So let's say now we are doing the podcast, we are doing the video, but I'm not listening to you guys, and I'm on my phone, and I'm like this, I'm like
Daydreaming.
I'm like looking around. I cannot be charismatic like this. And okay, now we are in a small setting with small people, but let's say we are in a group with a lot of people. People will not feel my energy because I'm not here with them. So the second one is presence. And then the last one is power, and power in a good way. And it's like your body language, the way you speak, your voice, your tonality, the eye contact, also like mostly related to your body language and the way you speak. And so if I speak very slow, slow it's also nice, but if I speak very fast and very like low voice, it will be harder also to be charismatic. So she talks a lot about these 3 pillars, and this like makes you more attractive and charismatic in a certain way. When you are in this state, also you kind of level up your energy, and then also you attract more of what you're thinking, and you attract more about the opportunities, because your state of being is a higher level. It's like we say it's like high vibe. No, you're the vibe guy. It's like you're in a high vibe state, and by being in this state, you attract more. If you are a low vibe state, you attract less. It's like your magnet.
Beautiful. Flo, you want to add to that?
I mean, thank you for sharing, first of all. I think it's really interesting. Like I said, so for me, it's kind of like a new topic, but definitely for example, when it comes to me, I did realize that, especially the last few years, that so for my whole life, pretty much, I had like really bad negative thoughts, like really, really negative self-talk, for example. And then the last few years, something changed. We can get into this later, but I started having positive thoughts, like focusing my mind, my attention on positive things. And then, I mean, the last 2 years since I moved here to Barcelona, I only attracted amazing people into my life. I don't have any drama in my life. I don't have any negativity or whatsoever. And I think it's just a proof, whenever you are focusing on the positive and you're in this high vibe state, then you attract what you are.
Wow. So I want to give one very specific example of kind of a behavior. I don't know if I would call it a behavior or, but just something that I learned. It's around the topic of making friends, right? And you being able to attract more people into your life. So I remember as a feedback I gave myself, because this is also part of being aware of your limiting beliefs, is running into a wall or hitting your toe into some situation in life and being aware of like, oh my God, I did something and I can improve it, or there's like something that's not going right. So I remember a time where I felt very lonely in the Netherlands. I was living there, and I had some people that I knew, but each time I reached out to them, no, I would reach out with a kind of a energy of desperation, of lack, of like saying like, oh, I don't have. I really wish I had a friend to chill with. I really wish that somebody would hang out with me. I feel very lonely. Can we please hang out? Please hang out with me. Please, please, please. And maybe it's a bit exaggerated, but this is
Anxious.
how I did
Really
feel. I felt like this from the inside. Like I was desperate for people to hang out with me because I wanted friendships. But this same energy actually has a counter effect, because do you want to chill with the person that is like always like needy messaging, or do you want to chill with the person that is already abundant, that is like feeling good, that has friends, that you like somebody with a rich network where you want to be friends with and be around with. So maybe at this point you don't have a physical rich network, but if you walk around with the energy of lack, that you like have no friends and you're alone, it's gonna continue to keep you there. So one thing you can do is also just start feeling, even when you're alone, start feeling as if you're surrounded by beautiful people. Maybe you can make your imaginary friends. You can go, hey Bob, Johnny, Jimmy, hey. You talk to them, or however you do it, but start to feel yourself as an abundant social person, like as if you have abundant options, even though there's only two friends you can message. But treat them as if they are one of two of 100 choices of people you have around them, and you will see that they will change the way they act with you. And this was a really, like, the moment I learned this, it was like, whoa. So if I just act as if I'm really cool and I have all these things and I'm actually really busy, everybody wants to hang out with me. And the moment that I'm like, oh, I am bored, nobody wants to be chilling with the bored, like, uninteresting person. So I swear this is gonna really be very powerful
So
for
powerful what you say.
yeah, man, for
Because
your
it's true.
It's
yeah,
really
yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
And it's the same for dating. For the girl will run away from you. The money will run away from you when you are constantly chasing. So it's not about chasing, but today we're talking about
Manifesting.
and attracting. All right.
But look, it's about
Yeah.
well, what you said is very it's really true. It's really true, because
Yeah.
a lot of people, and including me also, sometimes we believe that it's once I get there that I will be happy and I will have what I need, But actually it's by acting before, because this manifestation, okay, this is a manifestation.
Yeah.
This is a secret, okay?
Teach us. Papi Tom
This
is,
a real
is about to
secret.
teach us.
The manifestation, it doesn't come from the physical, like it's not the physical, like you can see the people around you and your friends. It comes first from you imagining it, like visualizing it and feeling it in your mind. This is the truth, as you said. First, kind of faking it until you make it. It's like this sentence. You believe, you imagine, see you with your friends, being energetic, being having a lot of friends and people around you, and then you will start acting this way, and then people will come. But it's not really the opposite way. It can sometimes happen, but most of the time it's first you visualizing it, making it in your mind, in your spirit, and then after it comes. But a lot of people, and as I said, including me sometimes, we believe that first I have to see it and then I will believe it. But yeah, sometimes
But
you
it
have
never
to,
happens, right?
Yeah, sometimes it never happens.
You know, it's mind blowing now, because as I have these talks, like I really swear I get more intelligent just hearing you guys bounce off all the ideas. So earlier I said it's you have a thought, the thought becomes a feeling and emotion, it drives an action, and you see a result, right? But this is deep, because I feel that manifestation is exactly the opposite. You know, are visualizing the result, right? You're visualizing the result. You're visualizing the action that you took as well. You see yourself running up the stairs, reaching the mount top of Mount Everest. You see yourself carrying the bag of money. You see yourself closing the deal, getting the result with the bag of money. So you see again the result, the action. By seeing these two, so what you have to see is the result and the action you took, and by seeing these two, you will inside your visualization with your eyes closed feel the energy, the emotion, right? So now we're going backwards. You feel the emotion, and this emotion now starts to spark different thoughts. No, different thoughts. So there's two ways. Now again, repetition, the thoughts trigger the emotion, trigger the action, trigger the result. But now you're visualizing the result, the action, the people around you, the emotions, they come up. And now what happens is you're starting to think differently as well. As you already envision that you have the million on the bank, you walk into your business meeting and knowing that you have a million in your bank or having these internal thoughts, your business meeting will be very different because it's not motivated by the lack of money. No, it's motivated by pure intent, by purpose, by intelligence. And this is like reprogramming this
Yeah.
mind and knowing where the most reprogramming has to take place. And this is also very deep because maybe you're great with money, but your relationship sucks, or you're great with your relationship and your money, but you don't talk with your mom and your dad. So also becoming aware that there are the areas, and in each area there is work to be done, and there is, yeah, man, it's a great yeah.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to say before, because I do believe so. You know, thoughts. We talked about negative, positive thoughts, whatever comes up, and there is something before the thought, right? Like your internal world, your conditioning, your beliefs, whatever. And then whenever you are in this situation, and it triggers you in any way, then you start having thoughts. So for example, when this girl is checking you out, and then you have this internal world, and you're just like, you know, in a bad place, bad situation, and then your thoughts come up like, oh, but I'm a piece of shit, maybe I'm not worthy, I'm ugly, whatever. And I actually, you mentioned it before, it's like I'm boring, right? You said something with like, you're boring. I had this belief my whole life. Like that's also pretty much like why I wasn't really popular when it came to girls and just dating in general, because I had this belief like I wasn't good enough, I was bad, I was boring, right? And then I tried to like question it, and then I also tried to fake it, and then I was like, no, I'm not boring, I'm interesting, I'm actually super interesting. And then my life just pretty much turned upside down, and it became actually crazy interesting. That's actually really powerful, yeah.
Wow.
It's insane what you say, because I had the same belief also. Now I just like being aware of it. I think 4 years ago, when I came back with my parents, like because I had a moment I was living alone, then I came back with my parents, and I remember this conversation with my dad and my mom, and maybe they watch it, they will remember.
Yeah.
But I was very in a low moment. I was very not feeling good at all. It was my lowest moment in life, and I remember saying to my parents, "But mom and dad, I feel lonely. I have no friends because I feel I'm boring and people don't want to speak with me because I don't want to talk about what I want to talk, and I feel I'm boring. I'm not like interesting man. I say I'm not interesting."
Wow.
And they told me that no, you're like, no, it's not true. You're very interesting, and we can talk about a lot of subject with you. And then I started to accept it. I said, okay, maybe it's not true, but let me give it a try. Maybe
Bro,
I am
so
a
nice,
bit.
bro. I
Maybe I
imagine
am.
baby Tom like this and
But-
mom and
Yeah,
dad, bro.
it's insane because
That's
now,
4 years ago, he's not baby.
Yeah,
because now,
beautiful, bro.
like nowadays, when I meet someone and I speak with someone, they all feedback always is, man, this conversation, it was the deepest conversation I had. It's always you're so interesting, and it's like it's a different world, bro. And
Yeah.
it started from the beliefs. That's what we talk about manifestation. It's
Yeah.
you may have already the treasure, like you may be already interesting, but if you don't believe it, it will not show up. It
Yeah.
will not be showing up to the world.
But I think we forgot a word. So this today, Tom was like making jokes that last time I said fear. You know, I used the sound effects. So I actually have a different word today that I would like to introduce, and it all of this system of affirmation and all of this like visualization, it doesn't work without this magical power. Feel? Yeah, it's definitely you need to feel it, right? But it's this. Are you ready for the sound effect, guys?
Bring it.
I'm gonna come with it, right? Desire. What do you desire, my child? Do you wish to have a million? Do you wish to have 10 virgins? Do you wish to have a house in the mountains, a castle? Maybe you desire to be a Barbie girl or a Barbie boy, or actually they say a Ken, no? Whatever it is you desire, know that it is perfectly fine. And know that your desire is the soul's language. And your soul speaks to you through desire. Yes. I desire to be this big speaker, motivational man, and travel the world and inspire a lot of people. I desire this. So I have a lot of thoughts around this. But who knows? It's my soul telling me that I need to do this. So a lot of people out there are maybe looking for their purpose. But I say enough about purpose. What do you desire? So, Tom, You can guess what question is coming to you, right?
What?
So Tom,
What's my desire?
what do you desire, Tom? Desire.
My biggest desire is to be free, but I believe we all have different desires, many desires, and you have desire to basic desires, right? Like to eat, to sleep, to have sex, also to meet people, to poop, to be in a relationship, to have friends, to have a job, to have to get some money. Also, it's also an important desire. And also, we have also higher desires like fulfillment, self-actualization. I think it's called. It's like mostly like helping society to improve and giving like a left behind, like being, how do you say it, like to left over in the world, to have like a mission.
Something behind.
Yeah, when you left something behind. And these are like many needs and many desires. I would say that my biggest one is to to leave something behind, to have an impact, and to help people to awaken. This is, I think, the biggest desire.
Beautiful.
It's really deep.
And I would love to know from Flo, but also I still think I want to open up the conversation and maybe the viewers can drop some comments and also ask us. But I feel there is a distinguishment between needs and desires. Okay, so for example, a need is something that I need to do. I need to poop. I need to eat. Sometimes maybe, hey, maybe you need to have sex. It's like this is your needs. But I feel a desire is some form of a luxury that you can choose to chase, or that's something that you look. If you don't really follow, look, maybe I desire an ice cream now, but if I don't go get it, nothing's gonna happen. But if I don't eat today, I'm gonna die, or maybe not today, but it's a different thing. I believe need and desire, so they are very aligned. The energies, but we have to like pull it up on the dictionary and double check that. But the thing is, I believe that when you fulfill all of your needs, then you will reach the point that you will want to start to following your desire. So what the thing is, like for example, you have a desire to run a successful business, but if you have the need for money, if you have the need for emotional support, a lot of your needs are not met. It's going to be very challenging to really push through on your passion or your desire, whatever you want to call it. So I just want to make the distinguishment, and we can open up the topic on it for sure. But about need and desire, so I desire to be a successful businessman, but I need to have at least 2,000 euros in my bank account to pay all my debts and stuff to be able to live. So there are then like the need is just the bare minimum, and then the desire is what you can project upon it as like the bonus, so kind of like that. Yeah.
The way I see it, it's pretty much the need is the human need, and the desire is what comes from your soul, higher self. Right?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, is what I want also a bit to share. Let's give an example of a plant. A plant to grow, what the desire of the plant is to grow, not to become a tree. But the plant needs water, it needs sun, it needs a nice environment. So these are the needs in order for it to grow, to fulfill its desire or its purpose. So I think, as you said, it's very powerful. Let's say you want to become a business owner, having a company, etc., but you need to pay your bills or you need to pay your rent. It's like it's something that you need in order to grow. No, it's like it's exactly as you said. It's like your human needs, like to keep safe and to stay alive, and then to fulfill your spiritual growth, it's like more related to your desires.
And this is deep because earlier you said that all humans they have similar desires, but that's interesting because I feel we all have similar needs. No, we need to sleep. We all want a big house, safety. Well, maybe we don't all want a big house even, no, but safety.
Love.
But when the love, of course, not a word we'll always have that with the effect.
New word.
Love. We all want love, but not everybody necessarily has the same desire. Where maybe me and Tom have the desire to help a lot of people around the world to live more fulfilling lives, but maybe you don't, and that's perfectly fine. Maybe you just desire to be the best roller skater in the world, or to make the best pizzas in the world, or to write a book. Maybe you desire to have an OnlyFans account and make a lot of money from that. Whatever you desire is not really wrong or right. It's very individual. So we all have very similar needs, but because our desire is similar, I believe we're sitting here today as well, in a way.
100%.
Powerful. And
Bless
also,
you.
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, bless you. And also what we can maybe jump on, as you said a bit, we have different desires or different purpose. And I think it's really related to the pain. So maybe me and you, Nevin, or also us three, because we're on the similar, we're doing the similar podcast. We have the same desire to give back, to help men and to help people to grow. And because maybe we experienced a certain pain in our life, a traumatic event, or when we were younger, that was related to this desire. Because me, I remember I didn't really like the educational system, the school, and I really felt that it was a big pain in my life, and my desire was to change the educational system and to change people's life, to change the way they think and the way they and to educate people, to try to educate people about money and about self-awareness and all of this that we don't learn at school.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you think it's related to the pain?
Well, I can jump in on this because yesterday when we went out and we almost get drunk, you asked me this question, right? You asked me what's your story and what you desire. Why are you here? What do you think? And then I opened up to you guys about my past when it comes to dating and the negative self-talk and the things I went through and why I started my men's circle, right? This sharing circle for men, and that was the motivation was this pain. The loneliness, the negative self-talk, the depression, and going through this alone and being unable to open up. And that's why I started this men's circle too, because finally when I managed to open up after 33 years about my biggest trauma, I finally set myself free. And then I realized, oh wow, I'm free now finally after so many years. And if I went through this, then there are other people, other men out there. And yeah, that's why I created this group, and it's beautiful, and that's also my desire to leave a legacy behind, to help these men, and yeah, just show how it's okay to be a man and open up and actually talk about how you feel without being judged or without being afraid of being judged. It's okay to show your weak side, be vulnerable, and just be authentic, be real. And I feel like society does think, or yeah, that men should just suck it up and always be strong and ignore how they feel, but that's not the case. Men are also just human beings, and it can get to you whenever you are suppressing feelings, thoughts, emotions for a longer period of time. You will break down eventually. So yeah, that was my pain, and that's also created my desire and also my purpose. I feel like that's my life's purpose. That's why I'm here. That's why my soul is here.
Beautiful, guys. Wow, man, I need some tissues. I'm gonna cry, man. I'm so inspired by you both, and I love what you shared, Flo. Earlier, I also proclaimed that my biggest desire is to be one of the biggest public speakers and motivational coaches in the Caribbean. And it's a very clear desire, very interesting how for years I've had the same desire, very burning desire. But what it actually is, I think it's also stemming off from a pain, and this is something that I love, this combination of words. They say your pain is your purpose, or your pain is your passion, or whatever that hurts you the most, whatever that you feel the most pain thanks to, this is the thing that you will love the most to relieve the pain, so the pain becomes the purpose, or more than anything, the relieving of the pain that you suffered, you went through, or that you're currently still going through, is your desire. And for me, it was just not having the right access to the emotional intelligence tools, to knowing myself, to understanding myself, and because of me having a lack of access or lack of understanding of my emotions, of how I can deal with my parents' emotions, I really suffered a lot in my teenage years, like from I think when I was 18 till around 21, 22, 23. I was in a really, really bad depressing period. And I wished that I somehow stumbled upon some very powerful person that could motivate me, that could show me the way, that could try to sell me something and change my life. And I eventually did, but I felt that it took a long time. And that's why also I desire to be this person, to be the captain helping you to guide your ship to your treasure. And it's like same as I had to find my treasure and my peace. This is why my deepest desire to guide, to teach, to help, to show the way, or at least the way that I walked, that I'm here for a reason, and then to be able to inspire others to do the same, to never have to go through the pain that I went through. And this is my deepest desire. Again, the pain pushes for the desire, or at least the desire is the opposite of the pain. So let's say your pain was feeling lonely, then probably somewhere there your deep desire is to build connection, to find purpose in this, or to find connection in the loneliness as well, you know. But yeah, that's
Very
Thank
powerful.
you, bro.
yes.
Very powerful. No, it's
Yeah.
yeah. I can have two mics, but
Start rapping.
yeah. No, it's beautiful. I really believe also that your biggest pain becomes your purpose, and sometimes people say that they don't know what to do, and they are feeling afraid, or they're feeling lost, and they don't know what to do with their life. But like, look at your pain, or look at your old past pain, and see how did you change this, how did you improve, and you can really. No, you are not alone, and you are not alone feeling this pain. There are thousands and millions of people having maybe the same pain as you, and if you were able to solve it, then it's your purpose to teach other people how to, or guide people to do it. And it can be done by. That's why businesses exist. Business exists. A business exists. The purpose of a business is not to make profit. People believe that a business is created to make profit, but the real reason why businesses exist. It exists to solve a problem in a market, to solve a pain,
Relieve a pain.
to relieve a pain.
Perfect.
And
And
that's
the
why.
money is a
Yeah.
result
Yeah.
of solving the pain. Beautiful. Share.
Yeah, and then the money is a result, and yeah, it's like maybe we can talk maybe this another time. But I love also business. I love really a lot business. Why? Because I believe business is a tool or is a mechanism or a machine to manifestation. That what we talked a bit today also, and like creating things, attracting things. It's like your biggest pain. You make it a business. And because you find a solution, you found a product, or you find a service, or you find a technique or something that you are selling now to help people to also have the same, to release the pain. And you monetize it through money, but it's not only, you don't do it for the money. Of course, it's important. You have to make money to be able to be fulfilled, and for it to be fulfilled and safe, etc.
Yeah.
But it's to solve the problem. It's to solve the pain.
And this is deep because I work as a coach, as a business coach, and I swear it's insane. All the times when I hear somebody's stories and they tell me about their pain, and I could like really identify how at the end their business is literally the opposite of their pain. Literally, they build the opposite of the pain. For example, today I had a talk with a friend of ours. Her name is Vicky. She's a dance coach. And growing up, she always felt very uncomfortable being touched when people like touch her. Or she felt that, oh, this was her struggle, how that, especially guys and girls, there's like all this stigma around like touching or healthy touching. And her business is all driven around that. So as a dance teacher, she also helps people to practice a healthy form of touching and a healthy form of consent during dancing. So she's super passionate about what she does, and she's honestly one of the best dance teachers that I've ever met, and it's because of her deep passion that is driven from this thing that she wants to solve on earth. So before like you go around and say, oh, my passion, like ask yourself as well, next to the pain that you are suffering, what pain is there currently on earth that really bothers you? Really bothers you. Like for maybe for Flo, seeing men not being heard really bothers him, and same for me and Tom, seeing people that have so much potential but are not reaching the like the max in that bothers us. So because it bothers me, it's like in my eye, it bothers me, I do something about it. So I also challenge the listeners to, if there's something bothering you, do something about it. It might just be your next business plan that's gonna make you into a multimillionaire, or it might just make you into a really nice person that a lot of people appreciate and love. But do something about it. If you have a pain, let's do something about it. And I think this is why we're here as well with the Papi podcast, because we decided to do something about it. Oh, all the people, they don't have access to the right information, people are stressing, people are feeling depressed, struggling. Well, good, let's do something about it, and this is why we're here. So I also challenge you to do something about it. It might just be your best next move.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, and maybe we can finish on this.
Yeah, amazing
Yeah.
closing words,
I
huh?
think it's a beautiful closing word. That guys and girls watching, just use a secret that Nevin said that is mystical, very ancient ancient tool that it's like
But don't tell
forbidden.
anyone.
Don't
Don't
tell,
tell
don't tell
anyone.
anyone that you use it, but
Let's keep it a secret.
you can use a notebook and literally write down your pains and write down your story also, because also it helps you to release it. It's very powerful.
Tell them pen and paper.
A pen and paper, yeah, a pen and paper.
Even more secrets. So
Yeah,
wow.
Not just the Mac notebook, like
Yeah.
pen and paper. Yeah.
Take
No,
this.
this is good.
Okay, but
Pen and paper.
yeah,
guys.
use use a journal, pen and paper. Write down your pain, write down your story, write down everything you felt during these things for you to release it. And also by doing this, then you'll see that a lot of people also can connect to this pain and to your story, and then you can inspire people to change if you have the solution for sure. But sometimes we don't have the solution, and all our life we are looking for solution, and maybe you are in this case, but I'm talking more for the one that already were able to find a solution or to improve their situation. Then you can for sure show it to the world and you can make a business around it. It's not wrong. It's not wrong to be compensated with money by helping people solve a need and a pain.
It's the most beautiful.
It's the most beautiful
is.
thing.
It is the best. Yeah. Last thing I just wanted to share is we had a backstage talk just a moment ago where we said that any type of talks that come up and that there is interest in, so let's say it's about meditation, manifestation, reprogramming your mind. We talked about many topics. We are really interested in also helping you by creating extra content like some guides, some PDFs, maybe some video courses. So anything you're also interested in knowing more about, ring the bell, give us the motivation. If you share your problem, we're gonna do something about it. So share your problems, let us know what we can help you with, how we can guide you better, what episodes, what do you want to listen to on these episodes. We're having fun discussing, but maybe we can just discuss something that changes your life. So let us know. And it's not a one-way conversation, but we're also building a community of leaders, papis, and mommies. So thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank
Leave
you.
your feedback. Also comment if you feel like you want to share something. If you watched on YouTube, please hit the like and subscribe. It would help us a lot. So leave a review and see you next time.
Yeah, sure. And also talk to your friends about it. Like show it to other people.
Tell your parents.
Tell your parents about it. That you met very sexy guys. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
See
you next time.
Bye bye.
The papis.
Papitos.
Out.